Hey, Lady Casca. Thanks for showing up. I just popped on here, see what's going on. Hey, Bill. Can y'all hear me okay? Well, I heard that too, lady. Well, I'm glad y'all showed up, and I appreciate you doing so. I wanted to just pop on here and kind of see where it takes us. Saturdays, I typically don't get on here live because there's so many other lives, but hey, I just figured I'd try it out. Went to a gun show today, and it's been a few years since I've actually been to one. And I was over at the Texas Motor Speedway where they do the NASCAR and IndyCar races in Fort Worth, and it was okay. They did it in one of the. Hey Annie, good to see you. They did the gun show in one of these one of the maintenance, big maintenance bays that they have on the infield there, and it was pretty full. I mean, it was barely you had to, every time you walked by somebody, you bumped into them. It was pretty heavy duty event. Not a ton of deals being made, but I found me one nonetheless. Oh yeah, I heard that, William. Bastards. Um, but I was able to make a trade today and got this little this little gem here. I was able to pick up this it's a KS-47, which is basically a AR platform rifle that shoots 7.62 by 3.9 bullets like an AK-47, but it's on an AR platform. But it does take the standard AK magazines, which you see there. And I was able to trade another gun that I had that I wasn't really using too much. I was able to trade it straight up for this one here that you see. And so it was, zero out of pocket other than my fuel getting over there and my entry fee. But I felt pretty good about that. Something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it just worked out right. But there weren't a ton of deals being made. I didn't see a lot of people walking out. I mean, the prices weren't really all too bad that I saw. I mean, it was for this day and age with everything going insane. I mean, I thought the prices were probably fair for the most part. There were some ripoffs in there, but nevertheless, I felt good about what I got and what I was able to trade for. And I walked around for quite a bit, just to make sure I was, hey, Color Drop, good to see you. I walked around quite a bit just to get a good gauge of what was available. And so this one particular dealer had quite the assortment of good professional stuff. And that's where I pulled in. And we just ended up talked a couple different times and came back a third time before I left. And he felt good about the deal, and so did I. So we made a deal, and I walked out with this. So I'm pretty good on inventory. Like I said, it's just something I wanted to do, been wanting to do for a while, and like I said, it's a pretty good little unit there. Looks like the East got hammered pretty good with the snow. My goodness. I mean, we're supposed to have a event, I think, this coming week, maybe Thursday in the Dallas area. I think we're supposed to get some snow, and then I know the low for I think Thursday night is 10 or 11 degrees, which is really damn cold for us. But I saw that North Korea launched another one today, and further, creating havoc and chaos in the world, in the region, which is, what they're good at. I saw the perfect thing for that today, Annie. It was an AR style pew pew like you see, right there. Same style, but it was a 410 shotgun. 410, I'm not sure if you know what that is, but it's a pretty, small cylinder shaped shotgun shell. About the size of this right here. Pretty small, narrow. And it's expensive. The shells are expensive just because there's not too many people that shoot them anymore. Originally it was sort of just a small game like squirrels and rabbits type gun, and then kids got into them because it was a lighter, a lighter kick and a lighter round, and couldn't do a whole lot of damage with them until they learned how to shoot. But I know a lot of adults that have 410s, and they like them for small game. But I mean, it shoots lead just like the rest of them. But yeah, they're expensive shells, that's for sure. But something to think about, I guess. But it's funny about these gun shows. I hadn't been in so long. I kind of forgot all the rules and stuff. But so when you go into these gun shows, at least down here, hey Amanda, good to see you. When you go into gun shows down here, there's usually a couple cops at the door, and there's a line to the left for those that have firearms that they're bringing in to sell or trade, and then there's a line to the right where you pay your entry fee. Well, people were going into the gun line to have their guns checked, and they were also pulling out their concealed handguns and letting the police look at those and put a zip tie in them and put their bullets away. I just could not believe people would be so stupid just to do that. I mean, I shouldn't say stupid, but I mean, you're going to a gun show. You're going into a gun show where there's tons of firearms. Oh wow, you shoot a 270, Annie? Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, you can find them online. I found them pretty recently, actually. Try what is it? Drawing a blank here. Was it Midwest, I think, and then Ammo Supply Warehouse, and place in Brenham. It's been a while since I purchased from them. Just go online and look for it. I mean, you can. I was buying like 4 or 5 boxes at a time a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago. You got to pop into some of these country stores. I know they're higher than hell, some of them, but I'll think of it. Oh, here, I'll just look it up on my phone. Yeah, Midway USA. There you go. Sorry. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second here, and I'll look it up. There's a place down in Brenham, Texas, down where they make the Bluebell ice cream. Let's see here. ammunitiontogo.com. That's what I shoot too, Annie. But if you're pretty close to Texas, ammunitiontogo.com is pretty good. They're pretty reasonable on shipping, and they're pretty fast turnover as well. How about you guys and gals? Anybody picked up any sweet pew pews lately? Yeah, it'll take about 2 days, 3 days max for it to get to you, Annie, if you order it through ammunitiontogo.com. It's also ammotogo.com. They've got both those websites, same place. There's another one called ammo. AmmoSupplyWarehouse.com. They're out of Vegas, and they're more of the tactical type rounds. I do have some hunting calibers, and they're not the cheapest. I hear you, drops. I have all I need to. Like I said today, this thing here was just a trade for something that I have been wanting for a while, and it just worked out. Worked out for me. But it is what it is. With the way this thing's going, it's I'm not. I mean, I sort of am. Oh, nice, nice, William. Got plenty of dispensers for that thing, I hope. I was buying my fried rice dispensers a long time ago, way back before the Rona. I was buying them in bulk, and I'm glad I did. Sort of a hot commodity again. Oh, nice, Annie. Ooh, pricey. There was a dealer at this gun show today, and they had all kinds of like gold decorative 45s, and they look like the stuff that you get off the cartel, like El Chapo would have, and like Saddam Hussein's AK 47 solid gold, and all all decked out like they're going to enter it into some kind of show. It was like crazy, and people like that stuff, I guess. But what I was going to say is that you had people going to the gun show that were carrying concealed. Nobody knew they don't have metal detectors up. They're not checking people, and they're just basically rendering themselves ineffective by showing their concealed carry to the police, and the police making them pull the rounds out of it, put them in their pocket, and then put a zip tie through the breech in the barrel of their handgun where they're useless. So I don't play that game. I always carry concealed, and I'm always doing that. I'm good at it. I'm not bragging. I just am. I've been doing it a long time. It's not ego. It's just that once you do it long enough, signs don't mean a damn thing to me. Unless I'm going to go through a metal detector, I'm not worried about it. Because I'm not going to die because somebody's got a damn sign posted. That's a fact. Those judges are sure nice, real nice. That's the ultimate survival weapon, in my opinion. And for those of you that don't know, that carry traditional calibers like 9mm, 45, and they have a little shot shell for those guns that you can use to take out a bird or a snake or something like that. They're pretty doggone neat. They're kind of expensive, but they're pretty neat. They're made by CCI. And like I said, it's like a little shotgun shell for your, it's the same, obviously size bullet. The casing's the same, primer's the same, but on the end, it's got a little, a little cup, a little nose on the end that's full of lead shot. And I keep some on me, just for that purpose of being able, if I'm out and about and I don't have anything else but that 9mm on me, I can kill a bird by God, or, something. But if you, sorry, I got a loose cuticle here. But they're pretty handy to have. I wouldn't buy a case of them, but pretty nice to have a few boxes of them anyway. So you could, like I said, lay out a bird or a duck or something maybe, or something to eat if you had to, or, they're good defense, like I said, for snakes if you boat a lot. You run into water moccasins down here a lot, when you're fishing and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of small, caliber type pistols and, pellet guns even, that are pretty solid when it comes to killing something quietly. I also, I'm a big fan of the small little varmint cage traps, because you can trap something like a rabbit or a squirrel and real nice and quiet, it doesn't make any noise. You don't have to pull a gun out and fire a round off. Hey, Georgia, thanks for showing up. But I really highly recommend those little cage traps. You can't live on rabbits alone because you'll get the the protein poisoning. But they're pretty handy to have, and they don't take up any room, and they're pretty readily available still. I think you can just get them online through Amazon, I think, and they'll be here in a few days. Yeah, live traps are hard to beat. Oh, you have a hog trap drop? Yeah, if they're not too rusty, Annie, I'd grab one. I live in a suburb, and there's tons of cottontails around here, and they're all grass fed in these nice yards. So I've got it still in the box. It's nice and nice and dry and no rust. And when I need to pull it out, I will. Like I said, I don't run the rabbits off. They eat holes in my grass, which I'm not a big fan of. But if the balloon ever goes up and I need some protein, I can set one of those babies out, and they won't know what the difference is. Yeah, and if you see one that's not too rusty or worn, and make sure it operates, have them set it up and make sure the pressure plate activates the door and all that. Hey, Lewis, good to see you. Yeah, we have a huge pig trap out at the ranch. It's probably 6 foot wide by 10, 15 feet deep, and it's solidly welded, got hog wire welded around it. And we have trapped so many pigs in that thing, it's not even funny. I do have a video drops from years ago where we trapped 14 in one night in the same trap. Pigs of all sizes. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. Tomato sauce bath. Y'all hear me? Oh, nice. Nice drops. But what do you guys and gals think about what's going on? Y'all think we're gonna Y'all think we're going to head to conflict? I don't think that we're going to have a conflict unless Potato incites one. Sounds like he is. Yeah, I don't want to see anything happen because somebody needs to change the subject from his poor ratings to starting a war. I feel that's what he's trying to do. I agree with you, Drops. It's not going to be good either. I don't have any mods in here, do I? Shoot. Did I make Lady Casca? Did I not make you a mod? I'm still learning how to do all this stuff, y'all, so apologies. I do too, Bill. It seems like it, Annie. Yeah, Bill, I think he's got to change the subject, doesn't he? It's not uncommon at all for politicians once they get jammed up at home and they start tanking. They usually create a diversion. Hey, copycat, there you are. Good to see you. Mm-hmm. Well, they're kind of lurking in the background, aren't they? And I think the NOCO's fired off another ICBM today towards Japan. It's just a very, very turbulent time, and a lot of you start slinging ordnance around like this, something eventually is going to happen, and accidents are going to happen. Hey, copycat, I'm doing great. Hopefully, you're doing good too. This whole thing's just nothing but a crap show. Yeah. I really think we're still in line for a massive cyber attack. I really do. I can't. Well, it's very telling to me that, and I don't want to see, don't get me wrong, I don't want to see American forces in Ukraine at all. But I think, he's not putting them in there because, Ukraine's always getting crapped on, right? It's full of corruption. They've always been about corruption. But you also have to have two people to be in corruption. You have to have, somebody willing to be corrupted and then the corruptor, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a friend that works at Mount Weather, if y'all know what that is. Mount Weather is I think it's a government continuity center in the middle of a mountain. And I told him if people start moving into that son of a bitch, he works for FEMA in construction. And I told him if they start moving into that damn thing, you need to call me or text me immediately. I need to know. That'll be a telltale sign right there, in my opinion. I agree, some guy too. Yeah, there's many of them drops, that's for sure. But my particular contact works at that particular one, Mount Weather. And anyway, I'm kind of glad I have that source, you know. If he texts me Red Dawn, I know it's on. But stores around here are still looking pretty solid, I have to say. There's been some holes here and there in my area, but I went to Academy today again, just looking for some accessories for this little gym right here, and ammo full on the shelves. The one thing I couldn't find was like 38 and 357 Magnum. Everything else was in plentiful supply. And I mean, just looked great. So I don't know if people are just stocked and overloaded now. I'm gonna keep my eyes on it because they start, if they start getting full, they're gonna put some stuff on sale. I'm gonna grab some more. But yeah, for the most part, the stores are looking good. Gas is back down to like 290, 295 around my area. Again, I'm keeping it half a tank or more full. I don't drop down below half a tank usually at all. And I've sort of started, if I'm not too busy, I've sort of started once I get down to 3/4 of a tank, I'll go ahead and fill it up just because I don't like to pay a lot for gas. I guess it's, pay me now or pay me later type thing, but no, I wouldn't say I've always been a prepper, but I've always been sort of a frugal. My granddad and dad taught me how to, and saving little things. Wow, damn, that's a lot, Amanda. But I've always been taught to be frugal and save what you can. You might need it one day, and now that granddad and grandmother have passed on, we're gonna have a big meet up over there at the house one day and start going through some of this old stuff and tools and such. And everything from hatchets to hammers to hand drills to screwdrivers. I mean, it's just pretty cool. All that old stuff. It's different saws. Well, Annie, I just got my Jace Medical antibiotics today. Hang on, I'll go grab them and you guys can check it out. I'll be right back. Now I've got some other antibiotics, but I just sort of wanted to add to the inventory, and this is how it came. You see, it's like a little fanny pack almost. It's got a little carry handle here. Now it is expensive, but at least it's antibiotics. Hey, Buzz. They give you a little emergency antibiotic guide in here. Kind of see it there. Yeah, I'll see if I can kill some of this light. Not much better, but it's just got different stuff in it. Talks about different medications for this and that. It's kind of a quick reference guide. Talks about each one of them. Doxycycline. So that's one thing that comes with it. I think it was $2.50 for this. Kind of pricey. But you know, it's all pricey until you need it, I guess. So it comes with a Z-Pack here. Oops, sorry. That comes with 28 ciprofloxacin, and it comes with 30 God, these are hard to pronounce. Metronidazole and 120 doxycyclines. And 28 amoxicillins. So, you know, different stuff for different ailments. And they mail it right to the house. They didn't mail it to a pharmacy. You do a little questionnaire. It's called Jace Medical, Buzz. Sorry, I butchered those names, but it's called Jace Medical, Jase Medical. And you do like a little, you answer some questions, like a little survey almost, and then you basically pay. And in a week it was here. And it comes like a little kit right here. And it's got a couple different pockets. One with the little booklet in it right there. And then I have a huge medical kit, but what I probably would do is just turn this into a straight antibiotics thing, and then the rest of it comes like this. All it's got a little pockets. And there's the Z-Pack. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool to have. And, you know, better than nothing. You need, you know, it's kind of expensive on the head end, but at least I guess you'll have something. Hey, Okie J. That's cool. I just popped on for kicks tonight. Yeah, we're thinking about making some hooch with our prickly pears we have out west. I mean, I think it'll work, copycat. I mean, it's something, you know, it's something. If we catch a cyber attack, I'm telling you, and it's crippling, which I'm sure it will be if they go that far. It'll have to be without receiving some pretty good retaliation, I hope. Um, I'm not putting anything off the table that we could receive. And, it might be a huge cyber attack to cripple, low hanging fruit and then EMP to top it off. And then you're back to the dark ages, literally. I would, you know, this may sound caveman or Neanderthal, but I would print off the things that you need to print off that require, uh, you know, referring back to things that require referring back to, like maps and such. But I would have that stuff printed off, and any type of records, birth certificates, driver's licenses, all that kind of stuff. You might want to have printed off in a hard box or something, just to have documents. It may not matter, but I do know this. I do know that the likelihood of somebody coming in here and trying to fight a guerrilla war would be pretty pointless and unfruitful for them. There's just too many firearms on the street. So I think it's either going to be a crippling cyber attack with possibility of EMP and/or, um, you know, the big one, because they're not going to want to mess with us. But the good thing that we have going for us here in the United States is that we have a lot of resources, and people want these resources. And if they nuke the country, they're not going to be able to, get these resources. So I know that sounds pretty dark and gloomy, but I think that we are. I think that we are going to experience, something painful here pretty soon. Okie J, I did that new piece of art back there is new. I made a trade. It wasn't a huge amount of booths, but it was enough to where I made it work. Awesome, awesome, Amanda. You're gonna love that book. Oh yeah, I think you asked me to provide you with that. Uh, bear with me here 1 second. I'll give you guys a link. I don't know if they still have them, but I was able to get them online. Let's see here. Bear with me here. Okay, it says that due to high volume of COVID-19 supplies, orders may be delayed 2 to 4 days, which is not bad. Let me link this to y'all. So I bought a pretty good set from these people. You just have to shop around in there for what you want. That's funny, Amanda. Yeah, my spouse is a nurse practitioner, a critical care, uh, certified in several areas, and she was shocked. She's like, "You're not gonna be able to get it." I'm like, "Watch." And check that website out, at mountainsidemedical.com, because I was able to get the catheters and sutures from through Amazon. I can't remember the name of the company. And like I said, I'm not a medical professional, but I have a significant other that is, and quite um, capable of implementing those things safely. And so I'm not claiming or even advocating that people start giving each other IVs. I mean, I've had the combat lifesaver courses in the Army and the souped up first aid class where they teach you how to give IVs for a few days, but that was so long ago and I was not very good at it. Um, but it's a skill. I guess if you had to do it, life or death, I'd certainly be willing to try it, on somebody. But um, yeah, I was able to score that probably 2 to 3 months ago, and I'm glad I did it when I did. Possibly, or China. Yeah, this show was pretty good, OKJ. It was like I said, not too big, but it was crowded. I mean, they did it in one of the maintenance bays where the Texas Motor Speedway is, where the NASCAR races and IndyCar races are done. And it was in one of the like big maintenance bays on the infield, and it was full to the brim with people. Not a lot of great deals. There were some. Prices were okay. No, I should say there were no steals. Show y'all what I got here. I got the different tubing and such. I can't hardly read it. Um, got some sutures here. Different catheters. Of course, it's of course they're all made in China. But what are you gonna do? Oh yeah, that's true, William. But I think that another plausible scenario is them to just, throw enough wrenches into our system as it exists, and maybe a cyber attack here and there, maybe shut the banks down, shut the power down, shut the water treatment plants down, shut the refineries down, and make that last for 2 or 3 weeks. You're going to see some breakdown of society worse than you've ever seen. Why not just let it implode from within? There's a lot of people that have always clamored about being able to take America down without firing a shot. There you go, Amanda. Good. There's a report that Potato was given up to $31 million from the Big C. And boy, it's funny how they're always accusing our side, or I shouldn't say our side, the left is always accusing the right of the things that they're actually doing. Oh, yeah, snowflakes are done. That's called thinning of the herd quick. That's just attrition. Oh, yeah, it's everything, Annie. It's all food groups. They're getting us from all sides, and internally, they are pulling no punches. And you've got the Border Patrol is about to revolt on their leadership, which needs to happen. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it because I think, as unpopular as it would be politically to do so, until we physically militarize our borders, it's not going to change. You build big ass steel cages with some shade. That's it. You start putting illegal immigrants, border jumpers, into these metal cages with shade and some water. They stop coming. That's what happens. And that's unpopular. And that a lot of people say that's cruel. That's okay. So be it. See, I think there's enough people in this country now that just want to stay high, play their Xbox, and eat their ramen and raviolis. That's all they care about. They don't, liberty and freedom are too hard. I'm not worried about people with scruples that go vote. People that have scruples that can decipher, shit from Shinola, I'm not worried about them. It's the snowflake gamers, losers, moochers that want to just sit around and smoke their weed, eat their ravioli and ramen, and milk, milk the rest of us for everything we got. Now, granted, I don't think a lot of these people get out and vote either. The stoner voting block is probably not very reliable. So I don't like the fact that they do what they do, but it matters who counts the votes. That's what matters. They're always going to have a need now for mail-in voting. That's the one driver that they have to have in place is mail-in voting. If you can have mail-in voting, you can generate what you need to win elections. Now, granted, I will tell you that the ignorant American voter is a dangerous thing. There's no question. But the fact that mail-in voting is the fulcrum, the catalyst that is going to drive the continuing, fraud in these elections. Mm-hmm. We have to let the people vote by mail. Oh, what? Why do people need an ID to vote? You know, to me, if you have to have a damn ID to get on an airplane, you need to have an ID to vote. You can't get an ID. You know, to me, that's an issue with you. I'm just telling you, people, if Hillary militarized the border, it's not going to change. They can put up all the walls and fences you want. They're going to find ways under them, over them, and around them. They're going to cut gates in them. You're going to have to militarize the border with a combination of technology and personnel and equipment. Until you do that, it's not going to happen. You know, I have a back in the old days when you had the migrant actual, you know, field workers that would come in and, you know, every year they would come in and they would harvest fruit and stuff like that. You know, they worked and made their money and then went back home. That's why that program was in place. But now they understand and I don't blame them. I mean, hell, I'd want to come to America too. Bear with me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. So never mind, that was something else. I believe it, Amanda. I mean, what's the deal in Atlanta when they were pulling these suitcases out from underneath tables when everybody left the room? I mean, they said there was nothing to see there. What is that all about? Hey, I'm thinking, you know, we need to go back to how they do it in Iraq, where you vote, you stick your thumb in a black jar of ink that lasts about 3 weeks. Let's go back to that. And to me, you know, if you can't get your ass out of bed to go vote, maybe you just don't need to vote. We all know the score. The left doesn't give a rat's ass about who votes or how they vote. They just want to be able to manipulate the vote. Yeah, that's right, Annie. You know, they were finding all these dead people had re-registered to vote. That's a damn shame. It's so corrupt. And I'm not excusing either party. I mean, I'm sick and tired of the right doing their shenanigans too. I got no. I'm pretty much ready to just be a libertarian slash independent, and until we get term limits installed, it's not going to change either. Got to get the greed and power, you know, the greed out of politics. That's true too. Drops, I like that. I had to go to a FedEx office today to pick up a package. It's like a distribution center, sort of like a sorting center, maybe. I'm telling you right now, it was one of the biggest ass whippings I've ever had in my life. They had one dude working the desk and one chick in the back, and all they did was complain about COVID this. Now, this place is in Dallas. I don't live in Dallas, but I had to go to Dallas, which is a freaking nightmare every time I have to go through it. Yeah, we do the same thing, OPJ. And it was I'm telling you what, it was 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. I can assure you of that. And it was a crying damn shame, the amount of wasted oxygen that people were consuming working in this place. And I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I'll tell you, it was horrible. Of course, yeah, you got to mask up. Oh God, oh, put your mask on. I keep forgetting. Where I live, there's none of that crap going on. But when you cross over the line, you gotta, when you get into mask Nazis, you gotta, put it on. Huh? Something I didn't know. Some guy too. Interesting. Well, we got a real crap show on our hands, people. We all know that. And it's I'm just gonna keep on, trying to help people get ready for what's coming as much as I can. If they shut me down, they shut me down. It is what it is. Sorry. I'm not paranoid. I just like to know what's going on. Um, but I think, whatever happens, it's going to happen at night, most likely. People are just going to wake up and their stuff's not going to work. Yeah, they've always been the rules to fit their agenda. I don't think old Hillary's done yet either. I always laugh when I think about them throwing her in the back of that van like a side of beef that day. Did y'all see that? God. She was like having a seizure or something on the side of the road, and the Secret Service was propping her up, and the van screeched up, and they threw her in the side of that van like it was a side of beef, man. Good God, those cankles. But what a mess. But she's a very unlikable person. Like that's why she got beat. But they learned their lesson. I think they've learned their lesson. And they know that I think the people that were on the fence with 45 this last election have learned their lesson too, that didn't vote for him. And we've all tasted the good life under him, and now we've got a bad taste in our mouth from this clown. But they're going to do everything they can to try to eliminate him from being able to run. No kidding, drops. You know how many wars we'd have already been in? My God. I think Putin is laying all kinds of traps, and we're just stepping in them left and right. I'm telling you, it is hard to believe that we have slipped this far. There was a time when government assistance was always there because people needed a hand from time to time. That's perfectly understandable. That's what it was for. It was intended to give people a crutch to get through a hard time, get their life back together, get a better job, or get a job, and you're off public assistance, and somebody else gets it this time. And I think it's just a good idea um, that we get back to that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen because it's too corrupt, and it draws people to vote for that lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle. If you need public assistance, that's great. Go get it. But it was never designed to be a full time thing. What do you mean, Amanda? Maybe I missed something. That's true drops. I think it's got to be more than that, doesn't it? I love the threats. Oh, the UN's going to come in. Oh, please come in. Please come in. I don't have room for a lot more weapons, but I'll take what I can get. Please come in. Yeah, I agree, Angie. I totally agree with you. The problem is there's still too much money in politics. Now, DJT number 45, he didn't even take salary. He donated all his income from being POTUS to different organizations. I think he just kind of did a random giveaway every time, as he was supposed to get paid. He sent it to an organization. And okay, drops, I got you. I agree. I mean, politics was never intended to be a full-time job. It was always, more of a libertarian stance. It was, you come to Washington 3 or 4 times a year and you conduct business, and you go back home and you do your job. That's what I understand it was designed to be, if I remember right, going back through my history classes and government classes. Yep, I believe it. Totally believe it. Damn shame. That's another thing too, is the fact that we're supposed to be coming out with this digital dollar and all this stuff now, and they're trying to crash crypto, which pisses me off because uh, I've been trying to get rich on crypto for a while. Nice. That's one area I'm a little short in is precious metals. I've got some silver coins. Nothing to write home about, but I would say probably a gallon, Ziploc full. Some of them are probably worth something. I sure hope it shoots up, drops. I hope that's where you're going with this comment. Well, we all know they bastardized the Constitution. They'll cut it up however they want. And the Supreme Court's I got zero confidence in them. Yeah, they probably will. Everybody was buying crypto because their lack of confidence in the dollar primarily. At least that's why I did it. Hedge against the dollar. So that makes sense. You win some, you lose some. Mm-hmm. Very, 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 very good statement there, some guy too. Are y'all people outside of Texas? Are you experiencing the shelf decimation, or is it just hit and miss, or is it pretty wiped out at your grocery stores? Like I said before earlier tonight, my area is pretty good. Very, very little missing. There's some shortages, obviously high prices, yes, but not a lot of empty holes on the shelves like I see in some of these other people's videos. I mean, huge, vast lengths of shelves empty. I don't see that here. Great. Hey, Margaret. Yeah, that's my situation too, Carrie. I haven't ran into a lot of shortages at all, but for a couple things I've needed, I've been able to go right to the next store and they had it for some reason. I'd like to get these these Topo Chico mineral waters, basically seltzer. And like liquor stores don't have them. They say we can't get them for 6 months. And the same day, right after that, I went to Kroger's and they had a shelf full of them. And I just raked it into the basket. That's what I make my ranch waters with. Hmm. Interesting, Amanda. Hey, please drop some links if you wouldn't mind there, Copycat. Get these people's channels boosted if you got time. I would appreciate it. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, gotcha, OKJ. Yeah, it's interesting. When I go when I go, to different towns for work or whatever, I will pop into local stores just to see what's up. And, it's hit and miss. Some shelves look like a tornado hit it. Some shelves look fine, some are completely empty. Oh, okay. Hey, Tactical, what's going on, bud? Just talking about the world and what a flustercuck it is. Talking about this and that. I live in a fairly, I would say it maybe I don't know if I'd call it affluent or not, but a pretty decent area of North Texas and north of Dallas. And I think maybe it's just these people haven't figured it out that you need to prep. It's pretty docile around here. I mean, the cops don't have a whole lot to do typically. So the Cowboys are here. There's a lot of things going on here. It's a up and coming industrial commercial area of North Texas. Okay. Damn. All right. Oh, it's a good point, Carrie. It's a really good point. So, not that I advocate buying a lot of stuff from Dollar Tree, depends on what it is. But they've had quite a bit of the cold and pain relief stuff lately. Pinch, I guess it'll work. Tactical, I was showing this bag earlier. This is that Jace Medical antibiotic kit you can get online. Runs about $250, but they send you this little pouch, little fanny pack sort of bag. Comes with a little quick reference guide. I've got other antibiotics too, but I just wanted to show you this right quick. This is doxycycline, a Z-Pack, and a host of other antibiotics. JaceMedical.com. All right, Amanda. See you later. I'm not sure. Tactical. I'm sure it's like any other. So the Z-Pack. Z-Pack expires in 24. But I'll be honest with you about all those expiration dates. I don't give a rat's ass. If it's bad enough, I'll take it. That's all I got. I've got other antibiotics too. I just wanted to grab this little kit because it was available. And like I said, it was pretty pricey for me. It was around $250. Didn't want to spend the money, but it was, like I said, bird in hand, You're not going to try to get the SpotX satellite deal, Tactical? I have some more. They're just not here. Copycat. Tactical, you should be a mod. Dragonflies she's a mod. Dragonflies, can you drop some links from people's channels, please, if you got time? I certainly don't know how to do it. Copycat said she's having issues doing it. I would, hey, off the wall. But yeah, I don't really know how to do the links and all that either, but Dragonfly sure does. I'm still learning all this stuff. Tactical, you see my new toy right there? Off the wall. It's rated Alpha Romeo 47 for this KS Kilo Sierra 47 today. Nice and compact. We got a big cold front coming in here next week down here in Texas for sure. Oklahoma, Texas is supposed to be pretty ice cold Thursday next week. Wednesday into Friday, I think, overnight. Yeah, it's a PSA. We'll do a straight swap for it. But I just like the compact pistols. Yeah, that's an 8.5 right there. It's gonna be loud. I got to put a can on it. Once I get that can on it, it won't be so loud. There's not many in here, but hey, Tennessee, good to see you. Know what, OKJ? Oh, temperatures. All right, Drops. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up. Talk to you next time. I don't even know, man. I mean, the point is, it's going to drop after 100. So I'm a close-up guy anyway. The old eyes aren't what they used to be. Yep, that's right. Tennessee. All right, out the wall. You too, buddy. Be safe, man. Don't use any dangerous tools or methods. Night. So yeah, Tennessee. I was FA for my first 4 years on active duty. I was in a 8-inch self-propelled howitzer unit. We were a nuke unit in Germany. and I reenlisted and went to our CID. After that, finished my time another 4 years there. But I was 13 Echo, which is FDC, when I was in artillery. Yeah, but I was in FTC in the 577 stand-up track. Thanks for dropping the links, Dragonflies. I'll have to learn how to do it. Call name, hit go to channel, then 3 dots, right click, copy share. Okay. Yes. Um, trying to get out to the ranch next weekend, maybe, and do some more fortifying and upgrading. Couldn't get out this weekend because of the gun show thing I went to, but it was a good weekend nonetheless. Still got one day to go, obviously, but I was going to mention that there's plenty of fuel cans still left out there for people that need to store some fuel. Different sizes, but I'd at least get the 5-gallon ones if I were you. Bye. But I would definitely, keep the posture in the mode of something's going to happen. We don't know what, but we all have ideas. Keep your posture, in a mode of expect it to happen. That way you're not shocked. And yeah, I need to go out and run it through some testing first. Before I do that, I'm just thinking it's going to be really loud. But I'll do some testing on it and see. But have it in your in your wheelhouse that something's going to break and something's going to go down. Hey Simon, good to see you. We'll be right back, y'all. Good night, some guy too. Sorry, y'all. Got a couple of things moving here. I'm definitely concerned, y'all. I think that Potato's hell bent to get us into one to distract from his problems domestically. And like I said before, it's a damn shame when you can trust the word of one of your enemies over your own damn leader. We should have kept our mouth shut, monitor the situation, stealthily and strategically place troops and equipment in places that we can respond from. Germany and France and all these people that got in bed with Russia over their gas and energy supplies and signed the agreements and said, you're going to be our sole supplier of energy. That was their decision to make. And, they need to step up and handle their business. We had our breast in their mouth for a lot of years, letting them just get fat and protecting them and feeding them. They need to step up and put their Bundeswehr together and let them see how badass they are. Because remember, they wanted us out of Germany. They wanted us gone. They didn't like our money. So when they didn't want to help foot the bill, 45 said, no problem, get their ass out of there. Well, no, I'm not saying we don't ever go in and help them. What I'm saying is it's their region, and apparently this meeting they had the other day, last week, with Ukraine and Russia, Germany and France, they didn't want us involved in it. I mean, if they're attacked, that's one thing. But sometimes, well, not sometimes, I think it's an established fact that freedom and liberty, in America are just too hard for some people. There might be more of them now than there are of us, unfortunately. It's yeah, I'm not saying we leave them hanging, of course, but it's like we have to be at the head of the table, and throw our weight around when, you know, they clearly aren't interested in that. I'm sure they want our military might, should it come to that, but I think Germany's perfectly willing to just bend over and say how much. Would they send Ukraine 5,000 helmets? I mean, wow. They really care about them. Be right back. Yeah, 5,000 helmets. Wow. You might as well send them cigarettes. Yeah. Thanks, copycat. Sorry it's boring. But I just sort of wanted to throw this thing together just for something to do. But thanks for coming by. Yeah, it's a joke. But Putin keeps laying these traps and we just keep stepping in them. If I have to watch this Anthony Blinken guy get up there and make an ass out of himself again, I don't know what I'm going to do. This guy looks like a deer in the headlights. Reminds me of the pencil neck lawyer that gets up there and runs his mouth, and real tough guy. But all you're doing is spitting out blather and dribble. Pathetic. Where do they find these people? I don't understand. I'm sure he's a former head of some. Oh, it's all good. You're fine, copycat. You do a lot. You do a lot. Thanks for coming. Mm-hmm. You got it, Tactical. Tell you something else. That gun show today. At that gun show, when I was walking out, there were some homeboys hanging out outside the doors, sort of about the concession area, kind of like seeing who was walking out with what. So I gave him a nice long look. let them know that I'm on to you guys. Yeah, if you try anything, it's curtains. That's the look I gave them. I mean, no problems, but they were certainly scoping out what people were walking out with. So again, situational awareness and knowing, when something doesn't look right. Again, whether you're in a drive-through line or at a pharmacy or at a grocery store or dropping the kids off at school, you got to be able to respond either by fleeing effectively or stepping up and implementing defensive measures. It might have been, but I'm quite sure there was ATF walking around the gun show looking for people with illegal weapons. I agree, Simon. Man, a lot of people go to gun shows are clueless. The gun shows now are half of it's just like leather goods and leather purses, gun style purses, holster purses, and knife sheaths, and there's something for everybody at gun shows. But man, you would have thought Waco would have done them in, but nope. Double down. Like I said, as a former cop, I'm going to support law enforcement until they give me a reason not to. It depends on where you are regionally, I know. It's amazing. Yeah. Again, some of these people are just clowns, they play Call of Duty and they think they're, a real warrior, or Black Ops or whatever you know, it's just a lot of fantasy world stuff out there. there was a vendor at this gun show that was a couple guys from, well, they're from here, but I guess they have a connection back home in Mexico to, I don't know, it was like they had some of these guns that had like, something like El Chapo would have on, this 1911 with all this gold and bedazzled and jewels and all that all over it, gold, ivory, and um, it was crazy. They had like a gold AK in there, like what they found in Saddam's palaces and as kids and all that. And they were real proud of their stuff. It was pretty cool. Some of it was actually pretty neat, but they just have a nice laser engraver, I think, and play that game. But there was a lot of military there. Yeah. But hopefully you guys and gals that have pew pews need to hopefully you've got a good assortment of mags on hand. Saw a really good assortment of tactical shotguns today. Of course, I love that tactical shotgun for sure. But different strokes for different folks. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it a night. It's almost been 2 hours, and you guys probably have more exciting things to do on a Saturday night than listen to me bloviate. But anyway, I just wanted to do a sort of a impulsive live, and didn't have anything else going. Want to just kind of shoot around some topics, and I think we ran a pretty good race around the track here and talked about quite a few things. But hey, little boots, good to see you. But I appreciate all y'all showing up. Y'all are great, and it's good talking to you on the regular. And look forward to continuing our conversations and tips and each other and better at this game called prepping. But anyway, you guys be good, guys and gals, be good, be safe, head on a swivel, keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic. Good night, y'all.